Here with linebacker Nick DeLuca. Nick, when you start taking a look at this season for you, what are some of the things that have been talked about in fall camp so far through 3 days that you guys got to keep checking off the list, so to speak, before you get to game one against Charleston Southern?
I think we need to just continue to gel as a unit. There was obviously some big question marks kind of where we were last year at this time, and I think we're more confident going into this season, and we're still trying to get better and master our craft and just continue to get better every day and develop.
Now, what's the communication like as a linebacker? Because you're talking with corners, at times you're talking with safeties, other times you're talking with the outside linebacker, maybe you're going inside and talking with the D-line. So how is that communication at times in front of 19,000 fans?
It can get a little hectic. I mean, especially at the Dome when it's deafening. You can't even hear yourself think. But, we have our signals down. We have our hand signals. And, you got to get in there with the D-line and get right up next to them because it's pretty hard to hear. But, we communicate pretty well and continue to do that.
What's the biggest difference between playing outside linebacker compared to playing middle linebacker inside? What are some traits that might be a little bit different?
Being an outside linebacker, you definitely have to cover more in space, I think. But at the same time, all of us have to have a lot of similarities. We got to be physical, yet at the same time be athletic enough to cover a guy. So it takes a lot for both.
What does Code Green mean to the defense and mean to you specifically?
It's kind of a lifestyle and just the way you approach things, and it's finishing, playing for the guy next to you, that kind of thing, and tradition. I think that's what's kind of been rooted in all of us, and we're just trying to continue the tradition that's been placed before us and build off of that.
And like you mentioned, some guys aren't back from last year. That always happens in college football. Seniors graduate, they move on. But what did you see progressing through the year last year? Because the defense was really gelling at the end of the year, especially in the postseason. How do you guys want to keep that momentum gelling against Charleston Southern?
Just continue to get better every day. Like I said, fine-tuning little details and being able to understand where everybody's going to be. I think that's a big key in any defense, and just being able to trust in the guy next to you.
What's the hardest thing about playing in the Missouri Valley for a linebacker?
You got to come ready to tackle. It's a physical conference. That's the type of football we play, though, so it's great. And you just got to come ready to go and ready to hit.
Once you become an upperclassman, what's some of the things that you talk about to the underclassmen that are coming up? Because everybody's been there through that. You were a freshman once, you were a sophomore once. So once you get to be an upperclassman, what do you hope to pass on to the guys that are coming up through the system?
Yeah, just hang in there because it's going to be tough. We tell those guys, the young guys, that all the time. They're obviously their heads spinning right now, and we were all there at one point. So just trying to let them know that your time will come. Just keep in there, keep grinding, keep getting better every day, and success will eventually come.
All right, 3 and out time for you, okay? So a little fun questions. Mini golf or regular golf?
Regular.
Regular golf?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, if you had a coach that you did not want to prank because they would prank you twofold, they prank you even better, which coach do you just stay away from?
Coach Riley.
And then if Chris Kleiman came in and said you guys have the day off, where do you find Nick?
Probably sleeping in, getting a nice meal, and probably catching a good movie.